the Democrats are counting on certain people believing what they're told no matter what. For example, the government shutdown right now, the Democrats won't reopen the government unless President Trump has said use the nuclear option, stop the filibuster rule of 60 votes in the Senate, go to 50. We'd open the government tomorrow because the votes are there for 50. They're not there for 60. But the Democrats saying, oh, this is a Republican shutdown. No, it's not. And it's all about this Obamacare supplement that's about to end that was created during the pandemic. Now, one of the great ironies, Daryl, this is one of the great ironies of this whole thing, and I fault the Republicans for not messaging on it. Back under the Biden administration, the Democrats voted to end the subsidies to sunset them. Do you know how many Republicans voted to end the subsidies? Do you know how many voted to get for it?
Yeah.
None.
Wow.
The Republicans actually voted to keep them. So, yeah, I know. It's like, how are people not talking about this? So the Republicans who basically, I think wisely, is like, this is not our mess. We're not getting involved. We're not voting on it. We're just not going to be involved. And so I think that's the right course. With that said, now they're saying, oh, the Republicans want people. It's like, no, we had nothing to do with this. Nothing. We weren't part of Obamacare to begin with. We're not part of the subsidies. As a matter of fact, we voted to not end them. Just say it was like we didn't want to be involved, but okay, you give them to people. We're not voting against it. This is how insane it's become, because this is a socialization of medicine, of medical care that's not working clearly because the rates are doubling and tripling, and it's our fault. So what do we do to fix this perception? And by the way, fix Obamacare too. I mean, what do you think about that, Daryl?
I'm making one suggestion before we jump
go ahead.
into this.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Tony, if we're going to tell the truth here, I believe there's a certain faction of this country that only believes things that come out of women with Judith Butler haircuts and big glasses.
That's
so
true.
I suggest you get a Mark Cuban haircut, get the glasses he has on, and tell them all
the glasses.
this. Right, and all these people think, "Wow, that Judith Butler haircut. And the glasses. That means you're really smart."
I got the big glasses.
There you go. So now tell them who's really causing the problem, and maybe we'll distribute it and say, okay, there we go. I mean, he has glasses. And he does look like Rachel
Must
Maddow.
be true.
Tony, the only thing I see is what that will solve this problem is that people have to suffer more. That's the only way I see it. We educate the people, we talk to the people, watch your podcast, watch my podcast, other podcasts to talk. But I think there's a segment in our society that people have to suffer until they wake up and their eyes are open and they see who the real enemy is in the country. Because you can keep telling these people whatever. You can keep telling them and they're not going to get it. Because no matter what, because we're Republicans.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm a Republican, and the county where I'm at is very small. The whole county has about 14,000 people. I mean, that's not even a city block in New York. Just saying. So the whole county, and we're the size of Manhattan, roughly the same physical kind of space. We're roughly the same size geographically, but with 13,000 people. And part of it, and this county was up to 15 years ago, Democrat. Democrats have been pushed out because of the nonsense the Democrats bring. And so people here have kind of had a self-awakening. And one of my mentors and friends, Walter Jones, let me finish this. Walter Jones, Representative Walter Jones, was a Democrat. He and I became close friends. I never knew he was a Democrat, but he switched parties about 15 years ago, about 20 years ago, and he never looked back. And that's the thing. The Democrats have become the party of accountability, of trying to do the right thing for both sides. And I had to say this. I'm going to say this the other night, Daryl. I was at a meeting 2 weeks ago because I've been accused of being a white supremacist. Did you know that? Did you know that, Daryl? I'm serious.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
I was in this meeting, and my colleague Trey Taylor is a black Democrat. We sit next to each other, and I said, "Do I look like a white supremacist to you?" During the meeting, it's like, am I missing something? Anyway, my point being, I got fed up. I wasn't feeling well anyway. It's like, all right, enough. I'm going to address this. I said, look. I'm a member of the Republican Party. The Republican Party was formed in 1854 in Wisconsin around the premise that all men should be free. Now, there was a war fought by the North and South by the Republicans and from 1861 to 1865, where there were between 648,000 to 1,000,000 Union troops died for the purposes of freeing all men.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear, nothing has changed. My party, my belief, and why I'm a Republican, nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear this white supremacist stuff simply because I want accountability. So am I asking too much? Am I a white supremacist, Daryl?
No. You just want to listen. I've been told the same thing. I was out campaigning for the Republican Party in Detroit, and this guy, I put it on the video. He was Antifa. He was a trans, and he called me a white supremacist. I hate black people because I want to see voter ID. I support the voter ID law in Detroit and in Michigan, and so it's like that around the country. Individuals who are arrogant, who want to use any words to demean who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And so that's what I talk about in the book Civil War II, The Reckoning, the seeds of division, the words. I talk about these things where people are angry, and they're angry at other Americans, at your next door neighbor, your brother or your sister down the street, your friends who you grew up with, and now they've listened to the radio, television, and the seeds of division is growing. And when you're dealing with the serious issues.
Daryl, let me jump in a little bit, because I worked in the White House for Bush and Cheney. I also worked in the White House for Obama and Biden. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about the words of division. That's where they came from.
Yeah.
They came from the top down. And
these people are your enemy.
Yeah. And, it became obvious to me as my time there. So I started there in 2002. I left in 2018, 1 year with Trump. That was the best year. It became obvious to me that the press was part of the process of channeling this messaging to create division. They were selling, some media was selling to one side of the country, the other media was selling to the other side of the country. And none of us benefited from it. Neither side benefited from it. And, now we're arguing about Obamacare, but, the Obamacare, the whole process was just so malign and unethical, the whole process. And so all along the way they just hide behind the language, and now we have to fight. We literally have, that's the war that we have to fight, really. I think it's a war of words. Your Civil War, are you talking about it becoming a conflict of physical or
definitely it's both. Words and physical. Things are happening right now as we speak. And I'm going to talk about other things when you talk about the media. And I know Tony, when you went to the bonfire, and I brought some friends of mine from Trenton to the bonfire. He's a black guy named Anwar. I took him to the bonfire, and he was like, "Oh my God, there's so many white people here." I'm like, "Okay, what are you talking about?" I mean, are you afraid of something? Well, yeah, I did see that movie. What movie are you talking about? Get out! No, stop watching movie. Stop watching an MSNBC.
Stop watching movies.
Stop watching these crazy things. And I said, you work for insurance company. There are white people working with you in your company.
Yeah. Thank you for watching this S-Files with Tony Shaffer, a live stream clip. I'm Chris Cordani. Check out the whole live stream on our channel, The Sentinel Files. And for more exclusive content, subscribe to Tony on X at T_S_P_O_O_K_Y. That's T-Spooky at T-Spooky on X. And of course, you can find even more exclusive content with his Sentinel Circle. You can check that out at ColonelTonyShaffer.com. That's ColonelTonyShaffer.com.